Well, thanks for clicking on the video. Today I'm in the woods with my dog. I'm camping out. I'm gonna cook some food up, sleep in a hammock, under a tarp. Let's see what happens. Come here. Crazy dog. So some of you might remember a video where I cooked up a bit of food right here in this abandoned shelter. It's been 2 years, so I thought about giving it a revisit to see how it's getting on. And to be honest with you, it's not looking too good. I wouldn't sleep in there. There's too many holes in the roof. I think it's gonna rain tonight, so I'm better off sticking to the tarp and to the hammock. But the good news is that I've already collected a bit of tinder on the way. Those black funguses, those cramp balls that you saw growing up those trees were in fact ash. Really good tree when it comes to a fungus. Why? Because they catch an ember really well. Am I gonna use the fire steel? I don't think I am. I'm gonna use a different method of fire lighting. But I'll just show you around camp quickly. So this is the old abandoned shelter, which I'm not gonna sleep in, as I've just mentioned. Here's my little pile. I've got some kindling and I've got some dried grass as well, so that'll be my bird's nest. For when I get the ember, I'm going to drop the ember, smouldering, glowing ember, down into my bird's nest, blow that to a flame, and then those small sticks that I collected as well, those will be great for as soon as I get that flame, I'll be putting those small sticks straight on the flame. And it looks like I've got a nice sort of seating area right here, which is this old tree. It looks like a bit of oak. And then this sorry looking fireplace, well, more like a fire pit. So I think I'll just give it a little clean out, maybe make it a bit wider, and I think this could be home for the night. When it comes to the hammock, where am I going to put my hammock and my tarp? Well, I'm not too sure, but there are 2 trees right here. Yes, it's on a bit of a hill, a bit of a slope, but I think that'll do. You know, the ground doesn't always have to be flat under your feet when you're in a hammock. As long as you can climb in and out of your hammock safely, then that's all you need. And it looks like I've got plenty of firewood for tonight, so we're gonna keep warm, well, up until the point of climbing into the sleeping bag. So for now, I think I'll just tidy up this fire pit. Well, that should keep my hands clean. That's all I need really, just a small fire pit, no big fire tonight, just small fire for cooking, sitting around later on and keeping warm. So that there is my 30-second tripod, because I don't have a big enough tripod. The tripod I've got with me for my camera is about maybe this tall. Now I can take my camera and put it on top of my new tripod, which means I've got good angles for when I'm cooking. Genius. If you've been wondering what this is, strapped to the back of my backpack, it's actually 2 sheepskins. One's for me, one's for Amber. Amber, she's gonna lie on hers. Me, well, I'm gonna line my hammock with the sheepskin, because when you're in a hammock at night time, quite often, well, especially now, it's March, it's almost April, it's still quite cold, it is bound to rain tonight. When you're out in a hammock, you can quite often get a cold back. By having some nice thick insulational material like that, it means my back should stay warm. and comfortable. Hey, is that good? Hey, is that good? Is that good? What? Oh. Hey, give me a kiss. Ah. So now that we've done that, it's now time to get the fire going. So if you're wondering how I'm going to get this fire going, well, I'm going to be using one of these. Let me explain. So it's called a fire piston. It creates fire by compressing air. A little bit like when you have a bicycle pump, you pump up the bicycle pump and the nozzle on the end gets really hot. Well, this is very similar. What I'm doing now is I'm just removing a little bit of Vaseline, put that on the rubber washer, which helps it create that compression and it stops the air loss inside the barrel. What do I mean? Well, if I now press that in really hard, it wants to spring back. That means there's no air loss being lost. There's no air being lost at the bottom of the barrel. Now, using my cramp ball or my King Alfred's cake, they're also known as the Daldinia concentrica. Remember, this is what I collected from the tree a little earlier. I've now broken it in half, and you can see that there's these really silvery rings, grey silvery rings. Well, by pinching a bit out like this, let me just do that again. By pinching a bit out like this, I can then stuff the end of this mushroom, of this cramp ball fungus, into the end of the fire piston like that. And remember, when air is rapidly compressed, it heats up. So now when I slam it down, what should happen is the air will become trapped. In that moment of heat, that compression, the heat generated will ignite, will set fire to and start smouldering away at this ember, at the end bit here, which is the fungus. So what you do is you rapidly strike it down onto a firm surface. I might just do it onto my leg. There we are. That is how to light a fire, or to create an ember, a smouldering ember with a fire piston. One of these. This will keep smouldering now for a good 10 minutes. I can put that down, go and collect wood if I need to, but fire lighting is all in the prep. As long as you've done your preparation before lighting your ember, then happy days, it'll all go smoothly. So look at that, it just glows super hot. All I have to do now is put this into my bird's nest, or that dried grass. But the trick is just to turn it into a bird's nest. So with my thumbs, I'm pressing it down like this. What we want is a homemade bird's nest. And now I'm taking my smouldering ember, my smouldering cramp ball. These are really hot. So I'll just move that fire piston out of the way. I'll drop this into there. Whoa, 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 so hot. And all I have to do now is blow this into a flame. Once I get the flame, I'm going to place it down there. I've got my small sticks I collected earlier. And there we are, we'll have a nice little fire that we can cook on. You can see that smoke coming off it. Real thick smoke. And there's our flame. I'll just roll it so the flame is at the bottom. And then I've got my sticks. Whoops, I shouldn't have leant over the fire there. I've got my small sticks, they're going to go on top. I've got some other small sticks that I've collected here. They're going to go on top as well. And there we are. That's fire lighting using a fire piston. If you're interested in one of these, check out the link below. Victory! Got the fire going. Well, I have done it a few times. So I think the next plan, once I've had a bit more beer, is to put up the hammock and the tarp. And then we'll get cooking. There's something about sleeping outdoors in a hammock. It's so peaceful. I really do love it. There we are, there's the top done. Now to pin the sides down. And for that, I'm going to need some pegs. That's two. I need a few more though. And there we have it, home for the night. Cheers. whoa, 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 you can't come in here. Amber, Amber, you can't come in here. Oh, Amber. Oh, oh. Well, there we have it. A human and a dog in a hammock. Ah, 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 ah. Oh, Amber. Amber, she's not sleeping in here though, that's for sure. Are you, eh? You can't sleep in here with me. You want to sleep on the floor on your sheepskin next to me. Aren't you? Hey, lazy dog. Ooh! Oh. 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 Right, that's it. Come on, get out. Let's cook some food. We got sausages, some sausages. Ugh. Ugh. Amber. Ugh. 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 Right, so now it's time to cook up a bit of food. So tonight's a very simple meal, 2 bits of bread, onion, sausages, and a couple of ketchups. That is it. And that is tonight's meal. Well, I've actually got 2 of these. Not just 2 halves, but I've got another bread. Cheers. Mm. Mm. Once again, cooking good in the woods. Just like the logo says. round 2 with a bit of mayonnaise. Well, that was some good food. The sun went down about 2 hours ago. I've just found my head torch, which means I'm now going to find a bit more firewood, sit down by the fire for another hour or so, drink my final beer, and then if I don't report back, I'll see you all in the morning. So before I do go to bed, let's have a little last minute check, make sure everything's okay. Yep, the pegs are in, that's nice and secure. We've got a good angle there in case it does rain. Check the pegs at the back. So it's all looking good in there. Spacious, homely. The wind's coming from this direction, so it's blowing in. It's going to hit that tarp and go up and over. I'm going to put Amber's bed right there, as in the sheepskin. The other sheepskin's going to go underneath my sleeping bag. And just double check that peg. That peg's looking good. Yep. Everything's looking really good. Very camouflaged at the moment. Double check here as well. Everything's looking good. Amber with her green eyes. Cool, I'm happy with that. Very nice. I'm pretty chuffed with that setup tonight. I'm glad I didn't sleep in the leaky shelter. Definitely made the right move by bringing the hammock and the tarp. So yeah, great. All I've got to do now, finish my beer, and then I think I'll go to bed. Well, that was good. I slept quite well. It was quite cold, but I had enough layers to keep me warm enough. I woke up once for about 2 or 3 minutes, and I just had to reshuffle the sleeping bag, make sure that sheepskin was right underneath my back, and apart from that, absolutely fine. It's a nice fresh morning. The birds are singing, and it's a blue sky. It's a few clouds. It's a bit nicer weather today, it seems. But yeah, anyway, now it's time to make a cup of tea. Just need some sticks. Well, thanks for watching the video. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, and I'll be back soon. I don't know when, but it'll definitely be another irregular upload. Goodbye.